This is Michael Perozzo. This is my beer story, and this is some cornhole boards and a pretty sweet little patio area. And this is Payette Brewing Company's tap room in downtown Boise. Payette Brewing I've been a big fan of since I first discovered their beers in the Portland area. They started distributing there with some cans, and they started coming up on tap in different places. I want to say that was around 5 years ago now. 2012-ish is when I started to discover their beers. I really enjoyed them. They were very hop forward. They were unique. They were clean and crisp. The kind of beers, all of them that made their way into the market, at least then, they were the kind of beers that you could have more than one of, and not feel bad about it. One of those things where you could have a couple beers and say, I made a good decision to have those couple beers. And that was really a trademark. I got here a year ago, almost. It was a year and 2 months ago that I got to come here, and during my wife's family had a reunion out further in Idaho. We came back through Boise, and you can tell this place is a hoppin' joint tonight. We got lots of dogs, lots of people. It's loud. It's a good thing for a Monday night in Boise. It's Monday as I'm recording this, and it's just some dogs getting to know each other. So Payette, anyhow, I got to come spend some time here and explore more of their beers, get into some of their beers that they'd added fruit to, and some of their even sours, barrel aging. Really became even a bigger fan, the kind of fan that, you know, leaves the brewery and buys a t-shirt before they take off. That's the kind of fan I was of this place. And later on, not too long after that, I got to know a brewery. Well, let's see. It would have been, it was about a year ago now that I first started discovering North Jetty beers in my local area in Vancouver, Washington. North Jetty's out in Long Beach, and I was really impressed by their beers. Just they were new to me. Anytime a brewery is just brand new to me, and right off the bat, I try 3 or 4 of their beers and just impressed across the board. To me, I'm just like, hey, that's a sign that we got a good brewery on our hands here. And I was really excited when I came upon North Jetty Brewing. Now, why am I talking about North Jetty Brewing when I'm standing here in Boise, Idaho, and they're clear on the end of the Columbia River, where it meets the Pacific Ocean? They're in Long Beach, Washington. Well, Kirk Hurd was a brewer here at Payette, and I loved Payette beers before I discovered North Jetty, which is where Kirk Hurd now brews beer. So, while I'm still a Payette fan, I'm also a North Jetty Brewing fan, but I discovered that those two things may be related. There may be something to that. And so, I think it's kind of neat how in this industry with brewing, breweries have their practices. They have things that their staples, their standards, and sometimes those standards and those practices carry on with a brewer who goes from one project to another and carries with them some of that expertise. And so that to me was an exciting thing, and an exciting connection. That happens elsewhere. You've heard my vlogs on Ecliptic Brewing, where John Harris went from Deschutes to Full Sail, now Ecliptic, and you'll see some crossovers there, some similarities in how beers are brewed, and you'll find his fingerprints. I think it's pretty cool that I can find Kirk's fingerprints here, and I can find Kirk's fingerprints at North Jetty Brewing. Beer question: what's a brewer that you follow? Who's a brewer that you've followed their career path, maybe between a couple breweries, and you've enjoyed what they've made from brewery to brewery? I can give you another example that I enjoy is Knee Deep Brewing. Their brewer there, Jeremy, left and created Revision Brewing, and I'm a big fan. At Alameda Brewing Company, I'm a huge fan of Alameda Brewing Company. I'm also a big fan of Victor 23. One of their brewers went to Victor 23, and another one of them, I haven't had a chance to try any beers yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to be a fan of Ross Island Brewing Company in Portland, which is another brewer who went from Alameda to now Ross Island. Who's someone like that you've followed from place to place and found that consistent quality and standards that you're looking for, and enjoyed the beer in both places? We're on the road to Great American Beer Fest, so we'll see you again soon. Cheers.